So I ended up getting a bend in the clip-on the left side here. I bought OEM replacement. Some people change the size and the location of it, but I kind of like where it's at for right now. This is basically kind of the setup, so you can see how much of a difference it'll be once we get back to where it's supposed to go. We'll have to remove everything from the clip-on this side. We'll start with the bar end here. It's going to be a number 6. After that, you'll want to remove your grips. If you have them from stock, you might want to use an air compressor to kind of get rid of some of the glue. This one I just put on with some WD-40, so hopefully it should come off pretty easily. I end up using some WD-40 just to get under the grip and help to slide it out a little easier. So now we can use number 10 to remove this bolt right here. So your switches will actually have 2 screws, one on the top, one on the bottom, but once you take those off, you'll be able to pop this right off and you'll end up with your clip-on looking like this. At this point, you know, it's just easier to kind of slide this down, but instead of sliding it all the way, since it won't have enough length, instead of having to mess with all that, we're just going to take off the clip-on from here, and that way we'll be able to manipulate it off. Right here is going to be a number 5, and these two are going to be number 6, and you just got to loosen these up just to be able to slide off the clip-on there. You actually don't have to release the bottom one here. That one's for the actual triple tree in the middle. So it's just like going to be the top one that you'll have to release on the side here. Here we have the 2 clip-ons. This is the new one, and you can see this one's the one that's got the slight bend to it. And there you go. Once you're done, you just put everything back together the way you set it up. One of the things you want to do when you're at this point, and probably just when you get a bike in the first place, you just make sure that everything is set up appropriately. You want to be able to reach out to grab your clutch right away. You don't want to have it too high, you don't want to have it too low. You want to have it at a good position that you can just reach out and grab it too quickly. With the shorties, even just 2 fingers, you can get that done with. On the brake side, it's a little harder to adjust this just because this actually gets in the way. So this is the lowest that I was able to get this, but you're able to adjust my lever out a little bit, and so I can still basically do the same thing. You don't want to have to be in a position where you have to accelerate and you have to reach for your brake. You want to make sure you'll be able to take off your brakes, your accelerator, and then you can hit your brakes, obviously, so that way you're not having any issues braking. So when you're doing this side, pretty much the same thing. You're just going to take off the bar end, take off your grip. With this, you got to be a little more careful because you have your throttle cables in there. But yeah, just reroute it the same way it came out. You're going to have to loosen this up as well, and then you pop it off the same way. So yeah, pretty easy to change the clip-ons on this bike. So if you need to do that, the video hopefully will help. So you guys saw how easy it was for me to completely change out this side, and that's actually why people use clip-ons for especially track bikes. Because say you have this situation, you don't want to be having to mess with this whole setup. It was all on one bar, so instead you got each kind of separate. So with this, you can slide it off, you can really easily switch it out. If something happens to the side here, same thing on the other side. It's a lot easier to take care of. So yeah, it's not a bad idea to get some clip-ons for the track, just so that you have them, and even some spares might not be a bad idea too.